good. That was so not good. That was a story that was supposed to be this double-sized story, and then at the last minute they went, no, we're putting it back down to normal. I'm like, no, but it's the story. I think if you read it in one chunk, where it's the kid gets power because of an experiment that Peter did. The kid has no responsibility. The kid's a jerk. Spider-Man tries to train him. He fails. The kid's more irresponsible than ever, so Spider-Man takes his power away. It's a good 50th anniversary story. But when you split it up over 3 issues, it's all these fans going, he's a jerk, I don't like him. He's a jerk, I really don't like him. Why did you tell this story with this horribly unlikable character? You're supposed to read it in one lump. But even with that, it was not good.
But the art was gorgeous.
Oh, yeah, Umberto Ramos is amazing. I have not gotten, like, a dog art on, like, anything I've done at Marvel. Everything is just so nice. But, yeah, so it's like we haven't pinged one on Surfer yet, and I'm just amazed. I'm so happy with every single issue. So that's kind of been my favorite thing, because the other thing about Surfer is when I was working on Spider-Man, I was going on message boards, and I was reading reviews, and I was like, just don't ever do that. You know, all the positive stuff makes you feel good, but there's so much more negative. But it's so much more negative about anything. You know, there's a Mother Teresa message board. Oh, she's a horrible person. Why did she help that sick person and not the other sick person? What a horrible human being, you know. LOL. But it's just like, it's terrible. It'll wreck you. And with Surfer, I made a conscious effort not to read any reviews, not to go on any Surfer message boards, and I'm so much happier. I'm just like, this is the best thing to do. So that's if I do something else, I'm deep in the pool on Spidey. So like whatever I do, if there ever is a day when I'm not on Spidey and I move on to a next thing, I'm just going to follow my lead on Surfer, and like I'm not going to read anybody's reactions. It's not that I don't care what you think. I really don't care what you think. We're just having fun, right? That's a good lesson. Write for yourself. Write for your friends. Write for, you know, make yourself happy. Don't write for anyone. You know, because if you have faith in what you're writing, if you have faith in the story you're telling, and there's merit to it, people will come to it. And if you treat it like a buffet, I'm going to put a little thing out there of everything to make you happy, it's just going to be dreck. Don't make other people happy. Make yourself happy. Make your teammates on your book happy, and then you'll all be happy. You know, there's someone who does not get enough credit, Jeff Loeb. When you read a Jeff Loeb script, it is like Jeff Loeb scripts are like Jeff Loeb taking a softball and lobbing it over the plate. Lobbing it over the plate. It's like whoever, he tailors his scripts to whoever he's writing for. So he tries to write the best Tim Sale script. He tries to write the best Ed McGuinness script. He tries to write the best Jim Lee script, where it's all like, here's all the things that will make the guys who are drawing this happy. And those guys turn in like the best art on those issues because it's making them happy. There was an artist I was working with, I love working with, who read a scene that I had where a character was being chased by helicopters. And they contacted me and said, you know, I don't like drawing helicopters. You know, can I make it a plane? And I went, yeah, I got no problem. Make it a small plane. And he drew the scene, and the scene was gorgeous. Same artist working with another writer. And that writer calls me up on the phone, and he goes, I'm having trouble with this artist. I'm like, this really good, great, big-name artist. And I'm like, why? And he's like, I asked him to write a scene with this character being chased by helicopters. I'm like, oh, not the helicopters. He didn't ask him to draw helicopters. He doesn't like helicopters. But my story was important. He wanted to change it to a plane. I'm like, did you let him change it to a plane? He's like, no, I can see it in my head, and it's helicopters. Does it change your story? Well, I really see it as helicopters. You made him draw the helicopters? Yeah. And the art came in, and it was great, but the story needed an extra chapter to go. And they asked the artist if he'd do that extra chapter. He's like, oh, no, I'm on to my next assignment. Now, that story I was working on needed to go an extra chapter. And he was like, are you okay with that? Yeah, sure. Let's do it. heart is happy. It doesn't, why wouldn't someone do that? Anyway.
We've got time for one more. It's got to be the best one because we got to make.
In the back. It was. Oh my God, that was crazy.
If you have not read Spider-Verse and you are a Spider-Man fan, you are in for a treat. You have saved the best for last.
No, Spider-Verse was everything. It was insane to work on because I'm so happy people enjoyed it. Because when I was done, I was like, I am never doing this again. Never doing this again. With all the Spider-Verse prequels and the Spider-Verse epilogue and Spider-Verse itself and the side things, like the actual books called Spider-Verse that were anthologies, no 2 issues were written in a row sequentially. No 2 issues, because miniseries that had to tie into it needed to know where to come on and where to come off. We had multiple artists working on it. This guy's going faster than that guy. So I had to have this giant board, and I'm like, okay, I am writing prequel number 1, but I'm writing first issue number 1. Now I'm writing prequel number 2. Now I'm writing first issue number 2. Now I'm writing this thing over here. Now I'm writing, this guy's going really slow, so now I have to write the last chapter. So it was like everything was written in puzzle pieces, and knowing that I script later, we knew that's kind of like putting icing on a cake. I'd be able to smooth over, I'd be able to Bondo any cracks. And so, okay, it all looks smooth in the script, but every single thing was written out of sequence. And then when it all came time to fall together, I went, yeah, it made sense. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, great, perfect. But I was like, my brain hurts. It's like, and on top of that, it's like, how many Spider-Men were in that? There's like 12 million Spider-Men, and trying to give them all different voices, and trying to do all this stuff, and read all the comics. Like, oh my God, I have to read those 8 issues of Spider-Man India again. All
right, Dan, we got this creative hostess cream pie.
Oh no, I was dying to kill Hostess Spider-Man. I had so much fun in the anthologies with the newspaper Spider-Man and Marvel vs. Capcom Spider-Man, and just being able to do the little stories and kill them. I have this friend David Gallagher. He writes a wonderful book, The Only Living Boy. And he's a buddy, and I know his favorite cartoon in the world is Spider-Man and His Amazing Friend.
Oh, you monster!
I'm a monster.
You're terrible.
He's one of my very good dear friends. I've gone to conventions, and there's the woman who's the voice of Firestar, and I've gotten her to autograph something and brought it back for him, and he was so happy. And I'm writing this, and I'm like, oh, he's gonna hate me. And oh my God, someone at a convention blew up the shot where I killed them, and they're all there in that apartment with all the computer banks and the things, the couch flipped over, and it's all their dead bodies, and Miss Lion crawling over them going, and someone blew that up and showed it to Dan Gilvezan, who's the voice of Peter Parker, Spider-Man from Amazing Friends. And I have worked with Dan Gilvezan on Shattered Dimensions, and someone showed it to him. He goes, Dan, what do you think of this one? Why would anyone do that? We had Scotty Young as a guest for one of his first Marvel retreats, and he was just so great. You don't think of bringing in the artist, but he's a writer, so we brought him in, and he's just so good in the room. We had him back every single week. I am privileged to be in that room too, but he was one of the guys that kept getting asked back over, and he's still there, which is great. But everyone else in the room had heard about Spider-Verse a number of times, and he hadn't heard about Spider-Verse. And now I'm telling him, and once he hears about it, he comes up to me in one of the breaks and goes, "You're not going to kill Mangaverse Spider-Man, are you? Like the one that he created?" I'm like, "He was so going to die." And I'm like, "No, Scotty, I won't." And he's like, "Oh, thank you." And then I go over to Wacker or Lowe, and I'm just like, they're all going to call me up, aren't they? Everyone is going to call me up and go, "Don't kill my Spider-Man." And he's like, and they're like, you kill whatever Spider-Man. No, it was Freeborn. It was Freeborn. Freeborn said, you kill whatever Spider-Man you want. And then we got the ability to use the toy Spider-Man and Leprechaun.
Spider-Man.
Yeah. Oh, I love that show. It's the most, if you ever get a chance to watch Spider-Man with subtitles, it is awesome. He's a motorcycle riding stunt rider with alien spiders who has a giant robot and a flying Formula One race car. It's psychotic. It's the best. It's live action. And if it wasn't for Spider-Man, you would not have had the Sentai Power Ranger shows. That with the putties and the robots, Spider-Man did it first, and Toy based it off of that. So you owe Power Rangers to Spider-Man. But we got to, and Brevoort, like me, had this deep love of Spider-Man because it's so psychotic. It's just so. You ever see the one with the kind of Japanese version of the Ramones, and they're all replaced by robots, and Spider-Man mows them down with machine guns? It's awesome! You're like, what the hell was that? And the special effects look great, too. That's fantastic. But, so Brevoort had given me this speech, like, you kill whatever Spider-Man you want. And then we got the right to use Toy Spider-Man. He calls me up and says, you do not kill Toy Spider-Man. So different characters started getting these halos protecting them. And things kept changing during Spider-Verse a lot. Like, originally, Gwen was going to die. Spider-Gwen was going to die in Spider-Verse. Yeah, I know. I saw that shot today. No, she was going to die, but it was going to be a flip where, you know, when you think of our Gwen, she dies where she's almost like a tool. She's like a device, a plot device to make Spider-Gwen was going to have the most heroic, noble, save everyone in the universe death. You know, it was going to be the most empowering female thing you could ever imagine. Everyone's going to be like, whoa. And what happened was Jason and Robbie, they were going to do one of the Edge of Spider-Verse books. And they had pitched Spider-Ben, the adventures of Uncle Ben, who got bit by the spider. And this is one of the times where I put my foot down when they can't tell that story, because we have a Spider Uncle Ben, and he's going to show up by this chapter, and he's going to do X, Y, and Z. But the art looked great. And they said, well, we want to have Jason and Robbie doing something. What can they do? And I said, well, we have Spider-Gwen over here, and she hasn't been that developed. We just assume, you know, she's Gwen. So they show the story of Spider-Gwen. And they went, okay, we'll throw that to them. And they ran off, and they created Spider-Gwen, and she was so awesome that everyone went, and the book kept selling out, and we kept doing it, and they went, you are not killing Spider-Gwen. And I was like, okay, I'm completely changing my ending now.
We are not shutting down the money machine.
Yeah, it was like, different characters got these halos at different times. And it was weird, like, when Spider-Verse was originated, it was under editor Steve Wacker. And Steve let me do all kinds of things to characters, like decapitations and shooting people in the face and all these terrible things. And Nick is like, no, I want kids to be able to read Spider-Man. So, you know, so there's certain things that Steve wants that Steve and I would fight over stuff, and Nick and I fight over stuff, but different editors have different mores, they have different things they care about, and that's cool. So Steve let me get away with a lot of violence in Spider-Man, and Nick he's not a big fan of it. So and Nick likes characters kissing more. Nick loves it when characters kiss. Expect more kissing. Nick likes kissing and web swinging. Can we have some more web swinging? Yes. Can we have this kiss? I'm going to fight you on this. There's no room in this story for a kiss. And with Steve, he had different things too. But when I first started writing Spider-Verse, it was under Steve. And the Morlands, in every single, whenever they killed the Spider-Man, it was in a new graphic and horrible way. And Nick would read the plots and go, oh, you're not doing that. You're not doing that. So it all turned to, he snaps the neck and sucks out the life force. He snaps the neck and sucks out his life force. He snaps the neck and so on. Oh, come on. He pulled out his heart and ate it. And no. So all the deaths in Spider-Verse were so much different and would be so much more traumatizing. And There was something Nick said to me once, where it was something like, "If you do this, little children will get nightmares." And when we're working on Dead No More, when we started going, I went, "Nick, I want you to understand something about this story. Little kids are going to get nightmares, and that's going to be awesome." Because it's like, you guys watch Doctor Who. The Weeping Angels are creepy as hell, right? Would you let a little kid watch that? Absolutely. We're not talking blood and gore and viscera. We're talking, it's great when things scare you. It's great when you have a character like Jack Skellington. It's great when you have weird things. Kids love that. At some point, you don't want a mollycoddle. At some point, you want a really cool story where terrible things can happen. Or else you have G.I. Joe and Cobra, where, ray beams hit planes and everyone jumps out in a parachute. Boring. I want to see what's going to happen, man.
Thank you so much for putting danger in your story.
Danger.
Danger, Dan Slott. Let's hear it, Warren. You signing later today?
3 to 4.
From 2 to 4?
3 to 4.
3 to 4.
3 to 4.
3 to 4. In the signing area upstairs.
Signing area AA.
Thanks, everybody.